All right, hello everyone, good morning. My name is Elena Riley. I work here on our digital team, bringing you crime, breaking news, anything throughout the day on our website. This morning I have our top news stories for you, and something that just came through our breaking news this morning is that a dog was shot and killed after biting an Omaha police officer in an Omaha home. So I'll take us to that web story. Here we are at First Alert 6. Our top headline of the day this morning. Here we go. Alrighty, so let me tell you about it. So like I said, a police officer is in the hospital. A dog is dead after an incident this morning at an Omaha home. So it happened around 7 a.m. Monday. OPD was called to a house. It was a domestic call from what they told us to the home near Chicago and 49th Streets. That's a little bit kind of by Midtown a little more Dundee area out here. A lieutenant who we talked to at the scene, they told us that an officer went into the house, they saw a dog attacking someone, and then the officer shot and killed the dog after it bit him in the leg. He drove himself to the hospital for treatment, is what OPD says. And we also spoke with the dog's owner, which is something newer for us this morning. He says the dog did not know the officer, got aggressive before it was shot. So of course there's a couple sides to the story here. The owner says that the dog was a 7-year-old pit bull, and that also a second squad was called to the scene for assistance in this. That's all we have here this morning. We're hoping for an update on that soon. Other than that, every morning I bring you top headlines. I'll take us to that web story. Here we go. This is, of course, before our breaking news came in this morning, but just other important things happening today that you should know about. All right, so there's another instance. This happened last night, around 6 p.m. on Sunday. There was a heavy police presence that we saw also to a North Omaha home. So there was an incident. We're still hoping to learn more about this. There are not a lot of details right now. It happened near 16th and James Streets. Our crew on the scene, they saw a battering ram being used to shatter a front window, as well as several flash grenades being deployed. So that's what they told us there. Of course, we're working to learn more on that. In our 10 p.m. newscast, there was still police presence out there, so it's definitely 4 or 5 hours on that for sure right now. More crime over the weekend. 2 people are hospitalized and several people were arrested after a shooting near downtown. Already, this happened after midnight Sunday. Police officers responded to a call about a fight happening near 11th and Douglas Streets. At the scene, officers sent a 36-year-old man to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and also a 22-year-old man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. But we're told that several people were arrested at the scene. We're not too sure how many people that is at this point, but we're hoping to learn that soon. Like I said, the investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information on this, please contact Omaha Crime Stoppers at their phone number here, 402-444-7867, or on their mobile app. Like I said, we're hoping for an update today on arrests. We're here soon. Our next headline, the Omaha Fire Department crews rescued one person from a fire in a North Omaha home. So this person is in the hospital. This happened late Saturday. The incident, the fire was at 37th and Erskine Streets at about 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. Crews got into the home. They found the victim inside. They were taken to the hospital with CPR in progress. Pretty serious here, according to their report to us. And the fire was under control in about 10 minutes, but still the home is considered a total loss there. And an investigation into the fire has started. Other than that, ICE has given an update on those people detained in the South Omaha raid. So ICE told us that at the operation Tuesday at Glen Valley Foods in Omaha, of course there were 76 people that were detained from that. They told us about, I think it was yesterday, that 3 people who were in the U.S. illegally from Mexico voluntarily returned to Mexico. So that was their update. And also that 3 other people here illegally from Guatemala were transferred to Louisiana, and they're going to wait for their future removal there, is how they word it. Alrighty, we did find out that 63 of the 76 people detained were taken to the Lincoln County Detention Center in North Platte. That's where they are at. We're told there's still about 60 of them in custody. Of course, a couple are gone, as we said. And just going back to some background here, the raid did stem from an audit that found some workers were using social security numbers that were not theirs. This is what the DOJ tells us, and that the investigation is being investigated by them for any possible charges. Something a little more lighthearted here, of course. There's going to be a groundbreaking ceremony today. I think it's at 2 p.m., yes, for the Crossroads project. So this is something we've been waiting on. Hopefully we're all wanting developments on here. What's going to happen with the old Crossroads Mall. So it's the space called Gamescape. The newest space was announced in April, I believe. It's going to have a movie theater, bowling alley, arcade, some fun things there. Going to be located at 72nd and Dodge, of course. Where that location was at the mall. They're going to be the main tenant there, so hoping to learn a little bit more about that today. Officials say they're going to unveil a new logo and branding at this event, so looking forward to that. And then a little background on Crossroads Mall. Demolition on the mall began in 2020, and since then there's been very little visible changes here to the development site. So this has been something interesting that we've been following. Of course, it was something on the mayoral debate, things. It's been very interesting to hold officials accountable for this, wondering why things aren't happening there. We did have an update there where a primary developer took over the project last December. They promised that there'd be some activity this spring, of course, so we're seeing that right now. It was interesting. The project was originally going to be done this year, but of course now, hopefully we'll get an update maybe in the next couple of years. We're not too sure on that, so we'll let you know. My last headline for the day is that I have a report every Monday about weekly gas prices, an update on that. So they have risen 1.4 cents per gallon in the last week. This is from a Gas Buddy price report. They talked about 300 stations in the metro get their numbers for their findings. So gas is now averaging $2.91 a gallon, according to this report. They say prices in Omaha are 3.9 cents per gallon lower than a month ago and stand 24.5 cents per gallon lower than a year ago still. So a little context there for you. And then on the national scale, the average price of gas has risen 1.1 cents in the last week with an average of 3.08 a gallon, according to the report. That's all I have for our top headlines this morning. Of course, I bring this to you every morning. We'll be doing these videos for you, and check into our website for more. You can join us at our midday at 11. Other than that, just keep updated on our website, anything that we have there in the meantime. Alrighty, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. My name is Elena Riley. For those of you that are just joining us, I work on our digital team back here. Here's my little desk. If you join our lives, you'll probably see me back there working away. So, alrighty, thank you very much.